Mike Motivation Monday, and man, we got another great guest on here. But today we're gonna switch it up a little differently. But before I dive into that, man, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share to your friends, and comment in the section below. This is gonna help us build our subscription. You feel me? And then the next thing we're gonna talk about a book of the week. And so the book of the week is called The Four Agreements. And the Four Agreements is pretty much about the agreements that you make with yourself, depending on other people's opinions about yourself, and then opinions you make about yourself. So say, for example, if, just say like, you was like, oh man, I'm stupid.
Yes.
You kind of live by that agreement.
Right.
But instead of living by that agreement, you live by, all right, I'm smart. I'm gonna go by this agreement. I'm gonna move like this. So that's why it's important that you make those agreements and talk to yourself in a positive way, because you'll begin to live that way. You feel me? So it's a great book, The Four Agreements. It's by Don Miguel Ruiz, I think it is. And when you get a chance, check it out. And so with that being said, we got Jontay Williams on here, Big Guard you feel me? And I'm excited to have him on here again. And so, but the thing is, this time, instead of me being the interviewer, he's gonna actually interview me and give me a lot of questions. And so, yeah. With that being said, Jontay, man, I appreciate you on here. You got anything to say?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the reason why I wanted to do this, because you go around and you ask other people, their journey and their background, and I was just like, because I never really heard your journey or your background, so I definitely wanted to get an understanding of who Mike is. Michael. Who is Michael? Yeah. So that's what I really wanted to understand, and pick your brain a little bit, like you picked mine last
100%,
time.
Yeah.
So for the first question I have, man, I just want to start off with is, man, I want you to define success in your opinion. Define success in your opinion.
That's a great question. For me, as far as, I feel like success is based on the person, but one thing I was even thinking about coming over here is how my whole life, my expectation for myself has always been super high. Just from other people to be like, oh, Mike, you're such a good kid, or you doing this, you're always doing good.
Yes.
And so success for me was always, I had to make the standard for myself. You know what I mean? Not based on other people, because I always feel like I disappoint them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So success to me is kind of figuring out where your goals lie, but then figuring out what your vision is in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always wanted to make sure I work hard at anything, put everything into it, and just chase my dreams, bro, and chase my goals. So defining success is like, I don't know if that really answers the question.
No, it does. It does. It makes complete sense.
It's really based on which kind of how you feel about your life and where you want to bring it.
Right.
Because that's where I feel like the validation, as far as like your spirit and you being able to go to sleep at night, you'll feel good about that. If that makes sense.
Right. So going back to the vision part, you said, where did you get this vision to where I want to train and help other people? Where did you get this vision from? Doing your own podcasting. From football to, you came from. You got to think about you came from a lot of different
stuff.
A lot of different stuff.
Places.
So what made you decide that you wanted to do this?
Yeah. So as far as the podcast, like I was listening to something with Joe Rogan one time, and people used to tell me that, man, you could be on the radio one day or something like that. But I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast. I'm like, man, it's interesting just to hear two people just talking and having a conversation.
Right.
You can learn so much from that. Because if you think about just for a book, for example, it's really, I think Jeremiah was saying last week, it's a testimony, but it's really a conversation the person's having with themselves.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So imagine how much you can learn from just a simple conversation.
Yes.
And so that idea kind of sparked way back in like 2016, 2017. But as far as the football, bro, like that's pretty much led to the whole training thing, because when I was young, I was always active. Like my first time picking up the football, even for them probably picking up the rock, my first time playing football was like 3.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was introduced to the game through my uncle, then my cousins. And so fast forward through my whole life, I get to like I forgot what year in college I got introduced to rugby through John, and I started doing different stuff. And so pretty much the reason why a lot of this stuff led to each other and me doing stuff is because I was never really afraid to fail, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, even for football, like when I walked on and because tell you a story for football was the main reason I went to UNI.
Right.
Because I was originally recruited by this one coach his name was Rick Nelson. And he's now one of the head coaches at Ankeny.
Okay.
Football coach. And so he was recruiting me out of Roosevelt to go there. And that was like my only connect. And by the time I was about to go there,
right,
he ended up leaving and go coaching at Ankeny. And so then I wasn't really deeply tied in as far as the recruiting level. So I ain't really had no connections as far as the coaches. You know what I mean? Right. So then I went in, I had to keep going into the coach's office like, hey bro, I'm trying to walk on. Like, you got any spots left? And they'd be like, oh, come back next week.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Give me a run around.
Yeah.
And so, bro, I was doing that for a month, 2 months straight, just going up there every week. Like, hey bro, what's good? Like, you know what I mean? And finally he gave me a chance. You know what I mean? And I say all that to say, you really can't be afraid to fail, bro. Like, I'm not afraid to fall on my face, bro. And that's how you get introduced to doing a podcast. That's how you get introduced to doing your own business. That's how you get introduced to doing personal training. It's just, if I get an idea, bro, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Right. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I got faith in myself to where if I don't figure it out at the moment, I'll figure it out on the tail end. Right. You know what I mean? With the experience.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's true. So you chose UNI out of all, you know, majority of the schools. For the people who do know, you know, don't know what UNI is. UNI is a school that's really not well known because, you know, it's overshadowed by Iowa and Iowa State and things like that. And UNI is more of a predominantly white school. And, you know, shout out to the people that go to UNI for the African American culture. I know my cousin Montasia, she goes there. So she does a lot of, shout out to Montasia. She does a lot of stuff with the African American community. All that stuff that she does. So what made you just choose UNI even though you did not have a scholarship to play football?
Well, shit. So, like, it goes back to the faith thing. I was like, nigga, I'm going to the league. I'm not thinking about that else. I'm going to the league. So I wasn't even really thinking about that. But as far as the UNI situation, when I got there, there's this program called Jumpstart. For those of you who may know, like, the people that went to UNI, Jumpstart is pretty much a minority program to introduce them going to the school and get you grouped in, you know what I mean? Kind of transition you there. Okay. And so with them being in that program, I'm like, shoot, we got brothers and sisters all in this program. This is finna be cool. And so then, fast forward, the week program goes by. I get to my first class. My guy, I'm the only black brother in there, dog. 30, 40, 50 white people in all my older classes. Right. 1 or 2 black people. So you automatically walk in, and coming from Des Moines, like Des Moines, Iowa as a whole is not really diverse, but Des Moines and then Roosevelt at that was extremely diverse. You know what I mean? So I get to that school, I'm like, bro, there ain't no black people in here, dog. Right. And so that was like just a learning process in itself. So, but to fast forward, I really just went to UNI just as far as the football. I was like, I'm gonna try to play D1. Right. I'm gonna do that. Then I'm gonna go to the league because I seen David Johnson. Because you know David Johnson, when I played for the Cardinals. I think he plays for the Texans. Yes, I'm sure. He played for UNI, so I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be me. Right, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much was I was going out on the limb on that side. I'm going to the league, so
you took that open opportunity. Because at the end of the day, still at the end of the day, I don't care what it is. If it's Drake University, it's still Division One. Division One. Okay, because I had a scholarship to go to Iowa Central. Okay. And I was like. Shout out to ICC. All my people at ICC, man. You know what it is. Man, we locked down in the rec, man. You know what it is, man. You know how I'm talking about. Shout out to the homies. I'm sorry, man.
Tri-Nation.
Tri-Nation. You know, even though we didn't like the coach, man, we still with you. But I feel you.
And so then I was like, I ended up just going to UNI, bro.
Okay. That's what's up. So you get to UNI. There's no brothers. There's no sisters like that. You feel me? In your classes. And, you know, then, okay, so fast forward, you get to senior year, and, you know, you're a walk-on on the football team for UNI, you know, which is pretty tough because, You know, if you're a walk-on,
bro,
you know, you're kind of over. Even though you're better than the people who probably have scholarships, you know what I'm saying? You're still a walk-on, so you're getting treated like that. But you find out basically, you're not going to the league. What thoughts ran through your mind, and when did you transition to figure out what you really wanted to do?
So, bro, like when I knew I wasn't going to the league, I was sitting in my room, cause fast forward, it's like my junior senior year, like you was saying during that time, and so I just had got done with. Mind you, bro, when I was walking on, I walked on like 3 or 4 times, bro. Where I got on the team, and then I didn't get chosen to go to fall camp, or I didn't go to spring camp, or I didn't go to this, or I didn't pass the clearinghouse. Like 3 or 4 times this shit happened to me. I was on the team working out, and so mind you, I'm doing the hardest shit you can do as far as the off season. Like I did all the hard stuff. So the summer camp, like the summer training and all that, I'm there, bro. 2-3 hour trainings twice a day. Putting in the work. You know what I mean? Outside of that too, because it's really a job. So I'm doing stuff outside of that. And anybody who knows me would tell you, I'm putting in all the work outside of that. And then the winter conditioning, fast forward to the time I was like, damn, I'm not going to the league. My shins was hurting bad. And so then, bro, I was just, I literally, bro, I couldn't even walk down the stairs, bro. Like a 5-minute walk would take me 20-30 minutes because I was in so much pain and my body was breaking down. I'm like, damn, this shit is really fucking me up. And then mind you, I'm not even getting a chance as far as the playing. I'm not getting a chance as far as coaches don't want to work with me or do meetings with me, don't want to teach me the plays. And so then I was sitting in my room one time, bro, and I was up till, because our workout starts at 5 in the morning. So I was up till like 3 in the morning, bro. And I was like, damn, my nigga. And I called my uncle. I'm like, bro, I'm not fucking with this football shit no more. This shit is just too much for me. Like, I was just like done, bro. Like, I was just fed up. My body was hurting. I just knew it was like, damn, I'm not going to the league, bro. And that shit was heartbreaking. That shit was tough. But
did you cry?
No, I didn't cry. There's other times I did cry about it. Like, just the shit was stressing me out, bro. And there's nothing wrong with crying. I just didn't cry at that moment. But there's other times I cried because of shit, because shit was stressful. But then I was like, then let me go talk to Coach Farley. That's the head coach at UNI. So then I was like, yeah, I'm not playing, bro. And the thing that bothered me too is, that always motivated me, is they didn't give a fuck.
So it's
you know what I'm saying? They
so
didn't care. He's just like, all right.
So all right,
put your what's the name in the make sure you leave your shit in the locker room, whatever. I'm like, damn, this is a cold world. And so that stuck with me. And so fast forward, bro, that whole year was a challenging year because I was trying to figure things out outside of football. But mentally, I just felt that weight off my shoulders because I was like, I don't have to go to the league to support my mom. I don't have to go to the league to do this. I was like, I had to figure everything out. And so where I really figured myself out is, it started from an idea with Malik and then my bro Tyler. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah, for real.
Good dudes.
Yeah, for real. And so then it was like, hey, bro, you need to start trying to do this training stuff. You already work out all the time. Like, you might as well make a little fitness page, or you send me some workouts to do. And so then that's where I came up with the idea as far as Blaise Training. And so then I was still figuring things out. And then I got this opportunity, bro. This is another reason I went to UNI too. One of the side things is there's this program called Camp Adventure. And so for those of you who don't know, Camp Adventure is pretty much an internship, and it gives you opportunity to work with kids. But then you can do it abroad. So you go to military bases in France. You can go to Germany. You can go to Hawaii. And so I ended up signing up for the program because I always wanted to do it, but I was like, I ain't doing that, bro. Like, I ain't trying to be doing that type of school type of stuff. I'm just football only. So then me having all that time, I was like, you know what, I'm finna just do it. And then I went to travel the world. And John's probably one of the main reasons too, because at that time he was in Australia, him and Tyler. So then they was like, bro, you just need to leave, bro. It's gonna help your mind. So I was like, you know what? I went on a limb, bro. I signed up. I was in the Middle East for 4 months, dog. 4 months. But the thing is, that's where I found myself. You know what I mean? Because I was able to get in a new environment. That's one thing that's important for people too, is in order to grow, you really have to change your environment. Just like a fish. A goldfish only gets as big as its environment. If you put it in a pond, that goldfish is gonna be huge, but you got the little goldfish at the crib, they're
little one,
little ones
in the vase.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me? So like, you got to be able to change your environment to expand your way of thinking.
Right.
And that's what I did, bro. And then I started diving in. It was like I started having visions like, oh, I want to do this. I want to have my clothing brand, or I want to have this. And around that time too, Nipsey Hussle died. And so, bro, that really motivated me on a different level, because to see his impact on so many different people from everywhere else, see how much he invested in himself and his mind, it just changed my way of thinking. Like, man, I can't take advantage of life, but then there's so much more for me to be able to do. I don't have to just be a rapper. I don't just have to, I can, even if I am a rapper, I can have my own clothing brand. I can have my own this business. I can have my own food business. So then I started thinking way more in a way like, you know what? If I have an idea as far as this, I'm gonna just try it. And so then fast forward to 2020, that's where I invested. I really was able to sharpen my mind after this quarantine stuff and really dive into Blaise Training, clothing brand, podcast, doing so much other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I hope that answers the question.
No, that really does. Yeah, no, it's okay. No, that really gives us an understanding of what, like, how you had to persevere through life. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, there's a lot of people that can't get their story out, you know, and they're not able to
100%.
Because a lot of them didn't do what a lot of us wanted to do, is bet on ourselves.
100%. That's really, so important.
That's
you gotta
so
bet
important.
on yourself, bro.
Yeah, bet on yourself. Like, I feel like personally, you can. Okay, we can go to this. Let me say, like, this AAU for basketball. For me, is you can go to this AAU, opposed to why not run the AAU? Why not have the vision to one day run the AAU?
Yes, exactly.
Or run an AAU instead of working underneath somebody else. You know, a lot of people jump into college expecting to just get this job, opposed to creating. Yeah, because to be honest, man, you don't get paid that much from the other employers. It's a lot that goes into it.
100%. Right. Just to go on a business spree, bro, is like, one time, this happened recently, like, I think it was in September. This when I realized I never want to work for nobody, bro. Is I was working this job. It was at the Census Bureau. And so I was doing the job. Wednesday, they emailed me that my last day of work's on Saturday. I'm like, my nigga, that's first of all, that's fucked up. They even give me a warning, but then it's fucked up for me to even allow somebody to have control over my life as far as money. You know what I mean? To where they say, bro, you're not even gonna be able to work here no more. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, God's telling me something. I'm gonna take it as a lesson and tell God is like, you don't deserve to be working for nobody. You know what I mean? You your own boss. You run stuff. So when somebody wants to set an appointment as far as Blaise Training, and somebody wants to talk about money, you talking to the boss, you talking to the marketer, you talking to, you know what I'm saying? You talking to the person in charge. And so that's how I feel like everybody else has to be as far as their life too, because you have to create a system and a foundation that's something that you can pass on to your nephews. Something you can pass on to your kids. Your brothers and your sisters. Even pass it to your parents and teach them the jewels that they may not have the opportunity to learn because they had you. You know what I mean? So they had to focus on raising you and getting that job. But you are the opportunity for them to move to the next level as far as the business and financial wealth and freedom. You feel me?
Yeah, because we weren't born into that. So obviously our parents didn't know, because they had us at young ages. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So and you know, us growing up as young men, especially where we're located at, basically poverty. You know, our only mission is to make it to the NFL, to the NBA. You know, you set the bar high, and then when you figure out you're not going, it's a what do I do?
What do I do? You know what I mean? So, what do I do? And that's one thing I want to push for the kids too, is growing up. I try to tell my little brothers, like, look, you can go into the league. You're gonna have to put the work in, right? But you are gonna learn a foundation of a business. So how are you gonna structure your business? What kind of business are you gonna have? And how are you gonna market your business? What services are you gonna provide? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta learn. And if you do want to go to the league, say just for example, let's just imagine let's just say Lamar Jackson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson has a deal with Oakley and probably a lot of different places, right?
Mm-hmm.
But imagine if Lamar Jackson had his own foundational business and his own money, like as far as something pushed behind his own brand,
Mm-hmm.
as far as clothing or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
to lead up to where he got to the league.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There would be so much more money funneled into what he's doing
Yes.
as far as these positions. Because think about Patrick Mahomes. Fam got 100 and I forgot what the contract was.
Right. Yeah.
Something
yeah.
crazy.
Something crazy. Right.
But that's only a portion of what he really is worth.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Because imagine, I was listening to this podcast the other day. If a business actually pays you what you're worth, say if you get paid $30 an hour,
Mm-hmm.
they're able to afford that.
Right.
But that's not counting how much money you produce for the actual business.
Right.
And so say you probably produce 4 or 5 times more money than they're actually paying you.
Yes.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be no damn business.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're at the top of that business, you're getting the not only what you're worth,
Right.
but then you're getting that 10 times.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so I feel like that's super important to me, bro.
Right. Okay. That's things that, you know, people need to hear.
100%.
You know, because we tend to be blinded by social media, and
Yes.
you know, we worry about what other people are doing,
Mm-hmm.
what they're doing, what they're doing over here, and that really eats you alive because you're like, dang, this person owns his own business. Dang, how I do that? I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is your advice to someone who wants to be in your position that just does not have the opportunity or just doesn't have the mindset or the hunger, the grind?
Yeah.
Because I see you working day in and day out. I'm gonna tell you like right here, man. This man's up. This man's up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're working.
Yeah,
I know you're working, and then we have 6 a.m.
bro,
morning workouts. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know you're up. So what is your advice to someone who is not woke?
So, man, that's a good question. My advice to you is, what do you want out of your life? You know what I mean? It depends what your goals are. And for me, my goals and my visions actually is way more important than my actual gratification for the moment.
Right.
You know what I mean? So as far as I can't chill today. Like, yeah, you can have chill days and stuff like that, but my vision is way more powerful than me. And say if I'm out at the bar or something chilling, and somebody's trying to start a fight with me, my vision is way more powerful than that individual.
Right.
Or this one relationship with this person or that person. My vision is way more powerful. So if that doesn't align with my vision, I'm not gonna align myself with it. You know what I mean? I'm willing to separate myself from it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So figuring out what your vision is very important, but then aligning and putting yourself in the right position to do it. Just like I said with environment, bro. A lot of people put themselves in bad environments and wonder why they're not successful.
Right.
Maybe you should try to hang out with some people who's trying to move something, just like you, bro. We surrounding ourselves with each other because we're trying to move forward.
Right.
Trying to progress. We're gonna feed off of each other's energy.
Yeah.
But if you have no energy to feed off of as far as positivity, you're not gonna have anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So put yourself in the right position, and even too, if you don't have those people that you feel like are successful around you or surround yourself, maybe you need to surround your mind with the information that you need to move yourself forward. Right. You know what I mean? So invest in your mind, read books, listen to good podcasts. You know what I mean? Write down your thoughts, write out your plans, write out your visions and your goals. Because a lot of people, they have these that's one thing too. I have big visions, but my actions align themselves with my vision. You know what I mean? So my work ethic is up there. It's surpassing my vision. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so one thing I'll be thinking about too, bro, is I don't chase my dreams, bro, because I work so hard. My dreams chase me, bro.
Yes.
You feel me?
Correct. Like, I never thought of that too.
I know my dreams are gonna get to me because I work so hard.
Yes.
So I already know it's gonna happen. It's manifested and it's gonna happen.
You're putting that work in.
I'm putting the work in, and that's where the confidence comes from. It's like this is really not it's like life is. It can seem as a game sometimes, but it's real, bro. And you gotta really put all into it because you only get one life.
You only get
one. You only get one life, bro.
And to be honest, you know what I mean, I work in a school. So, you know what I'm saying? And I work in a school, but I mean, that's a job that most people don't normally go for because people just got out of school, don't want to go back to a school. You know what I'm saying? But I work in a school, so it's kind of like, you know, I needed something that I something. I mean, I love working with kids.
Yeah.
I love doing that. Doing something else that you love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's worth that while.
Mm-hmm.
See, for someone like you who is 100% into your business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Like, weird question.
Mm-hmm.
When do you sleep?
When do I sleep? Oh, I sleep. I sleep. I'm not
when
gonna
do
lie.
you sleep?
I sleep, but I sleep though. I sleep, but that's one thing I needed to work on, bro. Cause when I did have that job, that was one of the most stressful times. Cause I was trying to get funded enough, especially when things slow down. That's one thing you got to be prepared for as far as business,
Right?
Especially starting up. There's gonna be moments where you have a good day, then them other days it'd be super slow, and them days will turn into weeks sometimes. So, bro, I would go to sleep at 3, 4 in the morning, bro. 3, 4 in the morning. Then have to wake up at 7 or 8, and then go on the whole day. And so I would do a training session, then I would go to work, and then I'll get off from work, and then I'll work on some clothing stuff, figure that out. Then I'll go to the gym, and then when I get home from the gym, I gotta map out as far as like figure out the new orders that I need to bring in, or then mapping out a plan, or then trying to have time to read. And so then I'll finally slow down and get in the showers 12, 1 a.m. And then I want to scroll on my phone for hours.
Yeah.
And then 2, 3, 4 in the morning, down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then boom. But I had to tell myself, is like, what you're doing right now is going to pay off in the long run, but this is what you wanted.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is where if your goals are up here, you got to have your work ethic above that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I had to realize is like, yeah, it's cool. That's what I said earlier. Yeah, it's cool. It depends on what your vision is. If you don't have no vision, or you don't want to reach a certain level, that's okay.
Right.
But know that you're not going to be successful.
Yes.
As far as you're not going to reach a high level of success and challenging yourself. You might be in a comfortable position, but if you have small goals, that's fine.
Right.
It doesn't take much to reach that. But if you want to be great at something, you're gonna have to have a great work ethic.
Right.
And it's really that simple. It's not like a secret, because that's one thing people get confused. There's really no secret to success.
Yeah, there's nothing.
You just gotta grind, bro.
Right.
You gotta get the experience. You gotta surround yourself with good people, and obviously there's other factors that come into it. But at the end of the day, what are you doing to be successful?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because a lot of people complain like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that.
Yeah.
But what are you doing to be successful?
And a lot of people have different visions on what their success is.
Exactly.
You know, like my success, like how I look at it is, you know, you're not successful until your signature becomes an autograph. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're not successful until your signature becomes an autograph.
Yeah.
And to that, and to your signature is very important. Like, no, we need that signature, or we're can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I may have, we may have, you know, did it all and been through the gutter with it, but you can never say that we didn't try
100%
to make that, you know, an autograph. You know,
you
know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing, and I really feel that it's what you put into it.
It's what you put into it,
you know.
Bro. And that's the thing is like the things that's happening to me for me now, and things are starting to get rolling. This is work I put in 2 years ago, bro. Man. The work I put in last year is not even showing up for this year. It's gonna show up maybe later this year or next year. Right. You know what I mean? And that's so on and so on. Yeah. So people don't realize, bro, my whole life has been a grind. Right. You know,
whole life's been a grind.
My whole life's been a grind. Like,
for real, it's nothing new.
I didn't have the easy route, bro.
Right.
Like you said, poverty, bro. Like, it's been a struggle for me and my family. But my mom, one thing that she always taught me, shout out to my mom.
Shout out to moms.
You go. Yeah.
Shout out to moms, for real.
For real. But she never let the setbacks hold her back. She never let it, you know what I mean? Then she didn't let her fold her, you know what I mean? Yes. She never broke. Like, bro, like, being homeless and shit like that. Yes. Never let it fold her, bro. Right. Eviction notices and shit. Walking to the door, bro, because it happened to us multiple times, actually. Come to the crib with the little, yellow, pink slip on the door. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, damn, what's going on? Yeah, we're going to have to get up out of here in a couple weeks. We're going to have to get up out of here in a month. Or we got to go get that U-Haul. Yes. You know what I mean? We're going to have to put it in the storage, shit like that. But my mom never let it hold her back. And that's the thing. Is everybody has challenges in their life, but everybody handles them differently. Right. So either you're going to try to change it to a positive and work towards it and figure it out,
Yep.
or you gonna let it break you.
Right.
And that's okay. Maybe you need a little boost sometimes, because sometimes you're gonna fall on your back.
Right.
But you just gotta keep getting back up.
Gotta keep getting back up, man.
Mm-hmm.
For real. So I'm glad that, you know, we got to do this
100%.
and we got to, you know, I wanted to know a little more about you. Even though you're my cousin, I wanted to know a little more about you, because even though growing up we weren't close.
Yeah.
You know, but to be honest, man, I'm listening to your story, and it's like, man, we have the same exact story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like it's you know, if not similar. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
especially the journey through college.
Yes,
you know,
that, bro.
people think that, oh man, I don't need to go to college to do this. Right? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. College teaches you the grind, because guess what? That's when you realize it's a business. If you're going for a sport, you don't make the team. What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
What
like,
are you gonna do?
You gotta keep your grades up in order for you to even play this sport. You know, so it's like you gotta grind. So then when you get out of college, it's more of, all right, I'm on my own now.
Yeah, what am I?
You feel me? I kind of been on my own for 4 years.
Exactly.
And you don't realize it because you're living in a dorm. You don't realize it because you're in a dorm.
Yes,
but in reality, if you ain't got no rich mamas, no rich dads, no rich family members, you know, sending you money,
on your own.
You got to kind of get it on your own. Whether that's, you know, football, work, homework. You know, trying to fit some sleep in there. Like, it's hard, man. There's days.
You be grinding too, bro. I be seeing you already know. I be like, this dude be grinding, bro.
Man, got to, man.
It's gonna pay off.
It's gonna pay off.
It's
gonna, for real.
Because they feel it. You can feel the impact. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna realize who we are, man. BGU, 100%. Man. Blaise Training, man. They're gonna realize who we are 100%. Because you know we are young African American men who are striving to be great.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? To put our people think when they see other African Americans in the suburbs, like, no, man, that's what they supposed to be.
Yes.
That's our crib too.
Yes, that's
you
true.
Feel me? That's our crib too.
Yep.
And their parents put them in a position to win. That's what we, you know what I'm saying?
That's what we gotta do for our younger generation.
Right.
And that's the thing too, is you failed yourself I feel like as a man, and then as an elder, to not teach the younger generation the things that you had to go through.
Correct.
You know what I mean? You can't be selfish in a way we like, I'm gonna hold my cards for myself.
Yeah.
No, share it to the younger generation and give it back in any way that you can, whether it's speaking, by example, or anything.
Whether that's if you're black or white.
Black or white, yeah. Black
Speak
or white.
knowledge into the youth.
Yeah, exactly.
Speak knowledge into the youth, man,
back.
because we're all we got.
We all we got. Because look, if I have a successful life, I get $1 billion, I do this, do that. But I don't even teach my kids how to do that. Yeah. It's not worth shit.
It's not worth
nothing because you didn't pass those jewels on to the next generation.
You just pass money.
Yeah, exactly. But if you pass that knowledge, that's something that can never be destroyed. Right. Because I'll tell you something. You can tell him, tell them, they're going to tell 100 people.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying? Yep. And then they tell 100 people. Now 200 people is impacted off of one thing that I just told y'all. Right. Feel me? Yeah. And so that's why knowledge can never be destroyed. And that's why it got to be passed on. Right.
And that's true, man. I'm you know, I love to hear that because, you know, young people need to definitely hear that, especially with the way the world's going today and things like that. People, you know, everybody wants to be famous, you know, but we got to be here to tell them, man, you can have a plan A, plan B. You know what I'm saying? If plan A don't work out, then there's 26 letters left in the alphabet.
Exactly,
you know what I'm saying? Bro. You can continue to keep going, man.
Keep going, man.
Man, scratch it off. All right, back. That didn't work. Let's try something else. That don't work. You got into you about 30 to figure out what you need to.
Exactly.
People think when you get 20 something, you old. Nah, bro. You got into 30 to figure out what you want to do, man.
You got time.
You got to 30, man.
Yeah.
For real.
Just keep going, bro. Like, and then even after that too, 60,
70, man. Keep going for goals, different goals.
As long as you live and just keep learning.
Yeah, man. You can never stop learning. You know, that's why it's important to read, man. You free your mind, so you get this. You know what I'm saying? You can hear someone else's. So that's good, man.
100%. And then I was gonna ask you to kind of wrap things up. What's a book you wanna recommend to people?
Man, I read this book called Chop Wood, Carry Water. Definitely a great book, man. That really helped me even start BGU. That gave me the nuts to drop. You know, my stuff dropped that day when I got to read that book, man. It was really about, man. It's really about, you know, it defines success, man. All the obstacles that you have to go through in life to get to the level of success that you want to get to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, many people have different levels of success that they,
yeah.
you know, definitions of what their success is. But that really helped me understand, man, like that book, man, really helped me understand, like, you have to want it. You have to grind. You're going to go through all the obstacles in life. You know, you're going to have to persevere through life to get to where you need to go.
Yeah.
And, you know, when quarantine happened, dude, that's when I started reading the book.
Yeah.
That's when the book was over with, man. Quarantine happened. That's where I got that vision from. I said, you know what, bro?
Got it.
I got it. You know?
100%. That's how my mind switched too as far as the quarantine too, bro.
Right.
I agree with that. But man, hey, thank you, dog.
Yes,
this
man.
was dope. Thank y'all. Hey, make sure y'all tune in for next week. My Motivation Monday, Never Settle. Thank y'all. Like, subscribe, share, all that.